Hi everyone and welcome to It's a Twin Thing. If you're new here, my name is Zoe and I am a mum to twin girls, Eden and Sienna, who are nearly 2.5 years old. Today's video is going to be all about potty training. It has been one of the biggest topics that's cropped up on It's a Twin Thing community, and I've been getting lots of questions on Instagram since I've been posting some of my tips and tricks and talking a little bit about my potty training journey. So I hope this video is helpful to anyone who is potty training their toddler or anyone who is potty training twins specifically. And I'm going to share my do's, my don'ts, things that I wish I should have done. I'm going to tell you about some of my favorite products that I've been using and how they've been the most helpful. And I'm also going to answer some questions that I received on the Q&A. Okay, so anyone who is starting potty training, congratulations. It is a massive milestone and it can be really scary, it can be nerve-wracking, but it can also be really fun. I have been potty training my twins, and something that's important to remember when you're potty training twins is that, of course, they are two different people and they're not always going to do things at the same time or have the same interest in it, or yeah, just really, you know, what works for one might not work for the other. And I've definitely found that with Eden and Sienna. I think something that's important to remember is you've got to stay calm in this process. It can be really frustrating if you feel like you're not getting anywhere with it, and you can question whether it's the right time or not, and maybe it's not the right time, but you'll soon find that out. But I think it is important to stay calm. Another thing is that praise is going to be your best friend in this. It really is. I found that the more stressed I was and the more expectant of success on the potty I was, the more the girls pushed back from me. And what I realized is by using reward charts, but also fun little potty training toys and books, they actually responded to that a lot better. And they wanted to do well with potty training themselves. And it became something that was really light-hearted and fun instead. So this is the potty chart we've used. As you can see, there's different categories. I sat on my potty, I had a wee, I had a poo, and I washed my hands. We've got full charts here. Sienna's got 2 more stickers to get. One, I had a wee and I had a poo, but she's nearly done on it. And as you can see, we've got the cute little Miss Rachel stickers as well. The girls absolutely love them. I bought this chart from Amazon and it came with all the stars as well. Okay, the first product that I'm going to be talking about, which has become like our best friend, I'm going to be talking about the My Carry Potty. So this is the My Carry Potty. We got the little cat print, but there's loads to choose from. There's a ladybird, a clownfish, there's a pink dragon, a green dragon. There are so many to choose from. We got this one. The girls were really involved in the decision making process, and this is what they wanted. So let's open it up. So it's got a little lock here. Twist this and open. Super easy to open, but also super easy to close again. It's nice and deep, so you can fit lots of pee or poo in there. And it's very lightweight as well, so it's great for toddlers to be able to walk around with it and carry it around themselves. It's not something that you need to lug around yourself. However, this little handle is actually perfect if you have one of those buggy clips, and you can just attach it onto your pushchair as well. That's something that I've done, and it's definitely worked for us that way. And in this bundle that I got as well, so you can get the Carry Potties by themselves, but I also got the toilet trainer seat, also with the little cat. And I also got the stool. The girls have been loving this stool because they can't normally reach the bathroom sink, and they have been taking it over to the sinks themselves and washing their hands. So it's been brilliant for that. So bundle, I believe, is $54.99. This is the step, the toilet seat, and you also get the Carry Potty with it. So I'm going to go through some of the questions that I received on my Instagram post about the Carry Potty specifically. Okay, so the first question that I received about the Carry Potty is it really leak proof? So there's only one way to show you. I'm not going to wee on it, but I've got like half a bottle of water here. I'm just going to pour it in, hopefully not get myself wet in the process of pouring because I'm very clumsy. Okay, so it's all in there, all in there. You can see that. Okay, so really easy to close. You just press down, it locks from the top. Okay, I'm going to shake it around for you so you can see absolutely nothing is coming out of there, and I'm really giving it a good shake. Even a throw, yeah, nothing's coming out of there. We have had situations where we've been out and about at the zoo and we've used my Carry Potty, and it's been ages before we get to the next toilet, and both girls have been on the potty, so very quickly it fills up and it hasn't leaked at all. I've had about, I think I think at one time before I've managed to get to the toilet to clean it, I've had about 4 wheeze in there and 1 poo. So that's how good it is. And yeah, like I said, it doesn't leak at all. The other questions that I was asked, which is really common with twins, and we can ask this about nearly everything, is do you need one or two? One is definitely enough. My girls have not been arguing over this. They have been absolutely fine sharing it. However, if you do want to get two, it's quite nice that they can get different designs to each other. We do have a second one, but that's one that we've left at a family member's house just in case we were to forget this one or something like that when we're traveling. But you don't necessarily need to. They should be fine sharing it. I only use this potty when we're out and about. It can be used at home, of course, but I have like standard potty, and I tend to use the toilet trainer seats more at home. But it's entirely a preference, and of course what your budget's like. I'm going to drop the link for this whole bundle so you can have a little look at the range yourself and have a look at the different characters. And moving on to the next question that I got. So I'm going to have my notepad here because I really wanted to give a detailed answer to this one that somebody had asked me. So the question was, 2-year-old girl wheezes in potty but holds in poo for days, then gets upset when she poos her pants. So the first thing that I want to say is that this is extremely common. I have friends that have had a really similar situation with their children where all of a sudden it's time to do a poo and fear sets in, and they actually start trembling and shaking and not wanting to use the potty. And potty training is such a big milestone, it really is. And some children, potty train really young. Other children don't potty train, beyond that. So it's such a big step, and you just have to really congratulate yourself that you are even starting this process and that your toddler is starting this process, because it's a big deal, and it can be nerve-wracking for both us as the parents and for them as the toddler. The first thing I'd like to say is try and normalize pooing. Something that I did with my girls is when it was time for me to do a poo, and I know there are going to be people that say this is absolutely disgusting, but they always follow me into the bathroom anyway. I never get to poo in peace. But because they were in the bathroom with me and I was doing a poo, I would sit on the toilet and I would say to them, right, mummy's doing a poo now, okay? And I would sit there and do the poo, and we would have a normal chat, and I would talk them through the process. And when I'd finished pooing, I'd say, well done, mummy, you did a poo poo. And then I talked them through what the next steps were. So I would, of course, wipe, I'd flush, I'd go and wash my hands. And if they even wanted to have a little look in the toilet and see it, I'd let them do that as well. That was something that I felt comfortable with. Maybe it's not something that everyone's going to feel comfortable with, but I do think it's important to normalize poo. We're all guilty of it. When your baby does a poo in a nappy and it absolutely stinks, our face says it all, but sometimes we can even say things that make them believe that it's a very gross thing to do. And we all do it. So normalize it. That's the first thing that I wanted to say. Another thing that I wanted to say is that you can read books together. We've been reading a book called No More Nappies, and it's really cute. There's two characters, a girl and a boy, and there's little slides on it that you can pull down their pants so that their bottom's showing. But you can also see things like when they've had an accident, it shows the wee, it shows the poo. And that was a good one that was one that my girls wanted to read every single day. I actually got the book just before we started potty training and normalizing it through that and trying to turn it into something quite light-hearted and fun. Another good one is Pooh Goes to Pooh Land. That one is all about poo, so that could be a really good one for you and your child. It might be an idea to offer the potty around the same time of day or build a routine around when your child normally poos. So I know for my girls, poos tend to come in the evening or lunchtime, just after meal times. So I would wait until the food's had a little chance to digest and then offer it to them then and see if that helps. And another thing, of course, is, I'm not giving advice as a GP here. I'm not trying to replace that advice. So if you do have concerns about their diet, it's always worthwhile just discussing it with a GP, but making sure their diet is really high in fiber, making sure they're drinking a lot of water. And once you've ticked those two things off, I guess that might then be something to consider whether, they're getting constipated or not, and whether that's part of the problem. And if constipation is a problem, then it is worth having a chat with your GP about that. I hope that's helped, and just keep going because you're doing absolutely amazing. I think anyone that, can deal with the sort of toddler tantrums and everything else that comes with being a parent to a 2-year-old and then adding potty training on top of that is really resilient and really strong. Another question that I've been asked about the My Carry Potty is, how do I clean it when I'm out and about? So when you're out of the house. And there'll be different answers to this one, and it is completely down to your preference. What some people do, I would show you, but there's still the liquid inside there. What some people do is they line it with a bag so that it's really easy when the child poos or wheezes, there's something in there and they can just scoop up the bag and tie it. Something I've been doing is, because it's really easy to just leave these in the changing bag as well, I've just been using antibacterial wipes. So once I find a toilet, I'll go tip out the potty, whatever's in there, and then I'll give it a good clean with the wipes. And then, of course, when you get home, you can give it a good spray, give it a good scrub, and make sure it's clean to your standards. Right, the next thing I'm going to be talking to you about is this guy, Bean Bear. He is my favourite teddy bear, and trust me, we have a lot of teddy bears in this house. So a lot of you will recognise Bean Bear from Miss Rachel. He's in a few of her newer videos. This is the potty training toy that she's brought out, and I'm a massive Miss Rachel fan anyway, so I was always going to love it. But Bean Bear is amazing. So this is Bean. He comes with his little pants that you can pull down, which is amazing when you're doing role play, and that's what we tend to do. The nappy, we only really used it in the kind of early days of talking about potty train, and it was when we would say no more nappies, and we just take the nappy off and put the pants on instead. So yeah, it's got these cute little pants with blue cars on. Of course, you can go completely pant free if that's what you want to do. And of course, in the early days of potty training, going completely without bottoms is great as well. It comes with a little potty, and this potty is so cool because it has a little flip disc inside. So you've got a wee on one side and poo on the other, which is great. You can have a lot of fun role playing with this. I've definitely enjoyed playing with it. It also comes with other little accessories as well. So I normally will, I need a wee, I've been drinking too much water. Excuse the voice, but that's genuinely the voice I do. When he's had his water or the banana, I don't know where the banana is, probably in the toy box. But when he's had his juice or banana, we pull down the pants, we get him to go over to the potty and sit on the potty and wait. And we do counting games when we're on the potty. We spot we can find around the room. We talk about all sorts of things. Sometimes we even read our books when we're on the potty as well. I say we, I'm not on the potty, the girls are on the potty, just to clarify. But yeah, that's what we do. And then, of course, he then does a wee, and we can celebrate and we clap for him. And he's got his own stickers that come with the Miss Rachel, this bundle. And he's just so cute and amazing. And the girls love him and they've just enjoyed playing with him generally. It also comes with a bar of soap as well, which is important. But before I mention the soap, actually, I need to talk to you about the fact that it comes with toilet roll. There was a sheet that you used to be able to rip off and wipe his bum with. The girls have done, I don't know what with this sheet. So I use the whole roll and just wipe and role play that. And then, of course, he flushes and we go to the bathroom and wash his hands, and then he gets his sticker afterwards. So this is a great one and the girls have loved it. One of the questions that I got asked about this one, of course, how much is it and where did you get it from? I got it from Amazon and it was $29.99. Like everything else, I will link it in the comment section. But yeah, he's super cute and I definitely recommend him. It made potty training a lot more fun and a lot more stress free. And even though the girls are potty trained, Eden is completely potty trained, Sienna's got a little way to go. And even though we're nearly there with it, the girls still play with him. And quite often, if they're doing a poo on the potty, they will sit there holding Bean Bear while they do it. Now I'm going to talk to you about Airy. So these are the potty training pants we've been using. I'll quickly show you the different designs. Puppies, there's koalas, there's a really cute under the sea print, one's at space, and Sienna's favourite, the giraffes. We have been using these and they are absolutely fantastic. I'll show you the lining. So they're made from 100% cotton. And the reason why I would recommend these is because they are absorbent, but they still give your child the feeling of being wet. So somebody asked in the Q&A actually, they said, why use these instead of your sort of standard pants that you would buy at Primark or H&M? And the reason why is because when you use those standard pants and let's say you're at soft play and your child is having the best time and they're at the top of the slide, they don't want to come down to use the potty or they simply forget. What's going to happen in the early days when you're using those pants is there's going to be a massive puddle around your child. Everyone's going to have to come out of the soft play and yeah, it's just going to be embarrassing and humiliating for your child and for you, and it's something that you can avoid. So these pants hold in just enough so that you don't get that puddle. And what you find is that you'll still see from your child's trousers or leggings that they're wet, so you will know and they will also know straight away. They will feel that wetness, gives them that little bit of extra protection, enough to give them some confidence. But it does mean that there's not going to be a huge mess to clean up. The nursery have recommended these based on me using them for the girls. They've been telling all the parents about it and they've even mentioned it in their newsletter. So to wrap up this video, I will go through two of the questions that I got asked the most when I posted this on my Instagram. One of the questions was, would I recommend training twins, potty training twins at the same time or separately? I found that once I started potty training the girls, they really enjoyed doing it together. It was more fun and they also are quite competitive. However, they do still, they're at different stages with it. They are still two individuals. You might find that actually it's easier for you to do one at a time. It's very common for twin parents to do one at a time. Personally, I found, at least in the house, doing it at the same time really worked for us. The last question that I'm going to answer today, and this one came up several times, and that was, how long does the process take from start to finish? You will see a lot of videos telling you to potty train in 3 days, 4 days. I didn't do that. I did it over the Easter half term, which is a couple of weeks, and it's because I wanted the girls to feel as confident as possible with it before they then did it at nursery. It was a really nice amount of time. It didn't feel too rushed. It felt achievable. Thank you so much to everybody who has engaged with this post, whether it's through Instagram or TikTok. And thank you so much for coming onto this page. And please, if you have any more questions, leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.